WTB, the What You Talking About podcast. And I'm your host, Mike McKenna. I'm here with two of the Hall super duper producer, Jalen Hall, and also Gary Hall. And today we are going to go ahead and dive right into Will and Jada, the endless saga, the one that just keeps on, the gift that keeps on giving, you know, as far as content is concerned. And it's a tragic, you know, thing for Will is, well, I mean, you know what? Let's just go ahead and show the clip of today's video.
Smith. And when we met up with Jada in her hometown of Baltimore to talk about her candid new memoir, Worthy, she opened up about an issue that has been kept secret until now. There are so many surprising things in the book, but the thing that surprised me the most, that I actually had to reread it because I said, is this true? Was that in 2016, you and Will decided that you were going to live completely separate lives.
Yes.
It was not a divorce on paper, but it was a divorce. So from the year 2016, which is 7 years ago now,
Yes.
y'all have been apart.
Yeah.
But in public, the couple, who married in 1997, denied the gossip about their marriage. On Oscar night 2022, Will Smith slapped Chris Rock after Chris made a crack about Jada's hair. I could tell it bothered you. You did an eye roll.
Right. Yeah. And I did that eye roll, not so much for me. And I think this is really important, but the fact that there could be a jab at alopecia.
Will then went on a profane tirade warning Chris not to mention his wife's name. Jada couldn't believe what she was hearing.
What is going on? Now, first of all, I'm really shocked because, mind you, I'm not there. We haven't called each other husband and wife in a long time. I'm like, what is going on right now?
Keep my wife's name
out of your mouth, right? And I'm like, but now I'm really worried for Will because I don't know what's going on.
What viewers did not see at the time, while Oscar clips were being shown, was Chris Rock leaning over the stage to talk to Jada.
And Chris looks to me and he says, Jada, I meant no harm. Now, I'm just out of it because I'm really worried about
And
Will.
what's Will doing? He's just sitting there?
And Will's still talking. He's like, because now he's mad because Chris is talking to me. And I go, Chris, this is about some old shit. That's all I could think to say, right? And I couldn't really take in his apology.
How unusual for Will, a guy who, I mean, on that kind of stage to do something so insane.
Absolutely.
It's totally out of character.
It's not him whatsoever.
Okay, so I think we've all pretty much summed up. Like, I mean, it was a good little synopsis of what's been going on, especially recently with Chris Rock and all the extra drama. But I mean, this has been dating back apparently for years, which is, I guess, the biggest shocker to everybody is that it's apparently been going on for so long. And it's like, well, y'all been acting like a married couple for, well, just as recent as a month ago. So, I mean, what's the deal? I mean, how long do you just leave Will on? You just know Will's been getting played for an extremely long amount of time.
Right. It's like I said, I look at this whole situation, basically ever since that slap, we haven't really heard anything from Will, right?
I mean,
it's like a little bit here, but not on the level where he was at all, and it's not going to happen. He might have to come back on Tubi.
Well, I mean,
you know what I'm saying?
You don't come back on Tubi.
You know what I'm saying? This might be what he's making his next movie.
The movies on Tubi are already been released.
Hey, Will, the Tubi king out there now.
I mean, he could.
He running. How much a top acting celebrity on Tubi make?
I was trying to tell you, they don't make money like that on Tubi. Tubi doesn't produce movies. They just release old movies.
Okay.
So Tubi's not the platform to be shooting as far as that one goes, just because.
Okay. Yeah, somebody out there going to have to help Will out.
Tubi only has the old retro movies. I mean, Tubi has...
They got all the bootleg ghetto cuts.
Yeah, they got all of those. Like, so if you want to see
that's what
those,
I'm saying. All these new movies they're coming out with.
No, the old cuts.
They all old?
Yes.
Because, I mean, it's like they always showing these, like, old. Well, I didn't know they was old.
You just said old.
I guess I did say old, but I thought they were, like, recent movies or something.
I mean, you just don't watch a lot of movies.
Okay, I was like, hey, maybe. Because they put out a lot. When did they make all of those?
I mean, it's not really Tubi putting them out. They just get added to the platform. I mean, because that's just how it goes. I mean,
but with Will anyway, though, he just looked like he done got really played bad, and it's like every opportunity. She even made it look as though, like, when he made up his mind, I guess to a certain extent, like he going to defend his wife's dignity or right, I guess. I don't, it seemed like gonna just be, and I'm like, you going over the line anyway doing this. We could have had talked about this afterwards or something. But he did that, and it's like, at no point have she ever really came to his defense for doing that.
No, she never came to his defense.
Pretty much like now making him look like maybe he had some issues going on mentally and just didn't know how to handle himself or whatever it may be. It's like now it's like you looking at him a whole lot different. You don't see Will as you saw Will post-slap. You know what I'm saying? You look at Will after the slap now and look at how she actually done him, and that really puts more damper on him, because looking at it, it's like his wife is not doing that. And even at this point, the girl, the wife and the kid is hoping that Tupac come back at some point.
Yeah, what?
To make them happy. How do daddy, it's like, this is my daughter, and is Will needing Tupac to come back and make him happy?
Well, Will obviously don't, but I mean, Will my thing is I was sold a good set of lies when I listened to Will's book. Not really a bunch of lies. It was just more or less, he kept saying, well, we're going to stay committed to this relationship forever. We're going to stay married. We're going to stay together. Which the sad part is, that part is true. But apparently they haven't really been together for 7 years. And that's the problem. It's like, but you're not together. You just are saying you are. But you're like in a completely soulless relationship where you have given everything and she just is looking at you with disgust every day. And every time you do something, like, how are you going to pin the whole situation on Will acting like you're confused now? Like, I can't believe that he would act like that. Like, why would he respond? I was like, hey, I didn't condone Will acting like that. Why did he lash out at Chris? I'm like, Chris, it's cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, I didn't take the jokes personally. I don't know why Will was so upset.
And she gave the look.
Yeah.
He looked.
Everybody saw it live.
Yeah.
I mean, or at least right after it happened. If you didn't see it live, you saw it right after it happened, because it somehow was everywhere within the next 10 minutes. So,
people tend to forget things very quickly.
That's true. Now, for me personally, I don't judge Will post-slap anymore. I done kind of got over the slap at this point. I was like, oh yeah, that did happen. But I'm also a really big Will Smith fan, so I'm one of those people who would forgive. Right. So
I wasn't too deep into Will Smith, but seeing that he did slap the hell out of Chris Rock, I didn't feel moved by it either way. He did something that I feel like is justifiable given the circumstance.
Yeah.
In that situation?
Yeah. Maybe not exactly.
Dang, slap him live on television?
Not on live television.
Yeah, give me more clarity on what you
from the Oscars for 10 years.
Yeah, I mean, this will happen. Give
Slapping
me some
him,
damn
it just seems fair. Slapping him seems fair, not on live television.
I mean, okay, I get that. Like, there's a moment that you can feel like slap, but you slapping a man over a woman who no longer cares about you.
That was divorced then.
Yeah. It was over then. And that's the sad part.
We just coming to the Oscars together.
Maybe that
put on a good show.
Maybe that
he
was
went all in.
Maybe that was Will's Tupac little moment there that he was trying to show, like, yeah, I'm thug life. I got it like that.
And there's a lot of people that have
you
thrown that out there.
slapping Chris Rock.
Right. But that's the thing is, Chris Rock is like 5'10".
It's just an upset. Like
Chris Rock calling the cops.
You didn't even think I was capable of doing it.
Yeah, this is true.
You didn't even think that I would do it to anybody.
But see, this is her rebuttal to that.
Right.
It was Chris Rock.
Of course, and that's what.
Now, if you went up there and slapped
That wasn't her rebuttal. Her rebuttal was, I was confused.
You know what? You know what he needs to do? Let's bring Tupac back from the dead so Will Smith can slap the shit out of Tupac on live television.
Well, I want
a hologram. You can slap the
And then
hologram.
Jada
No, you're right. Now they can bring back a hologram, or what Will needs to do.
Then Jada be like, Tupac kind of won that fight.
Right.
In the hologram.
No, she would just be like, honestly, this is the most unrealistic thing I can ever see. There's no way that Will could beat Tupac. Tupac would never lose to anybody on
He would
earth.
never lose to Will, at least.
No, he wouldn't lose to anybody. Tupac is God, apparently to Jada. But I mean, she's, this whole thing, I can't get over this obsession. Like, you got the daughter wanting him to come back from the dead. Like, I mean, first of all, aren't they these Hollywood elites? I thought they drank the baby's blood. I thought they could bring people back from the dead. I thought they cloned people.
And
I thought they were part of that, like that crew.
Right.
The reptilians and the lizard people and all of that.
And what the purpose of the daughter? And like, this is Will is her daddy.
Well, yeah, I really
It's like,
but apparently it's like to make mommy happy, she wants to bring back Tupac because she knows that deep down she cares nothing about daddy and she really loves Tupac because she's been talking about Tupac in her sleep and her dreams for the last 20 years. So,
never talk about daddy, mama.
Yeah. Why doesn't his name ever come out?
His name is Tupac.
Tupac's been dead for like 20 years. And
Tupac's been dead my whole life, basically.
Yeah, it's a myth to you.
Right.
Yeah, he definitely been dead Jay's whole life. So, I'm trying to think like...
Hey, Tupac set it off.
Rest in peace. Rest in peace, Pac.
Right.
But
that was the one.
Yeah, I mean, he did produce a lot of music, and it's crazy to think of how long that catalog kept going. I mean, they Michael Jackson the heck out of Tupac.
Like I said, when he actually jumped on that death, he was doing great, but when he jumped on Death Row, he had Snoop.
But Tupac was in movies too, and some decent.
He did all that. Yeah, he was putting his hands on everything.
Yeah, I mean,
and it's like this man was like 23.
Yeah, he was really young. He was really
21, 2.
Yeah, he was really getting the pop.
Really, really young.
Yeah,
it's like kind of like Mike Vick when he came in the league with money, So he had that mentality that I got something, but he didn't have as much as it showed. He was giving, but like I said, that some of these contracts don't have, your money in your hand. No, and see, that's what happened to a lot of these rappers. They will want to get out their deals to get some money.
I mean, sometimes you want to just get out the deal.
Yeah, I'm getting stuff from the label, new car, give them a place paid for, but I'm not seeing a lot of, I can't go and just get me a couple hundred G's right quick,
I mean, no, but it depends on how big of a, beast you were back then. Because, artists really made all their revenue back then because they didn't have to worry about getting ripped off from streams. So, like, back then, when people bought your music.
It was them contracts. Some of them on them dead
if you sold records, you made money. Now, sometimes it also depends on the contract.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Contracts,
Yeah, but that's also why you end up having what happened in NWA and people busting into the office, breaking stuff, and going ham because, people trying to rip somebody off.
Money.
Yeah. So, but some of them, they made still good amount. You just find out how much you're getting ripped off. That's the thing. It's not really about them not making a lot of money. They just got ripped off out of a lot more.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, they might have made the record company $10 million and they might have saw about $1 million up. That's what I'm saying. It's like, okay, well, damn, that's really that fair?
You the artist. You know what I'm saying?
But if you didn't have nothing and you came, say,
but they also
gave you $2 million up.
But it's also, especially back then, people were really, shady with crap. It was a lot easier to get away with shenanigans like that. You can just kind of be like, oh yeah, we promised you this up front, but then the deal comes in, it's like, whoa, what's going on with this money?
Yeah, but if I come and you don't have anything, but I bring $200,000 cash right here and tell you to sign this contract and this money yours, and I'm gonna leave you this car.
But we're going on a tangent.
Yeah, we are. But you walked off the set. Yeah. But I was going to think, I want to go back to Will, though.
But I was actually trying to stay on Tupac. But if we're going to finish this.
What would you have?
I was gonna say, you know, they finally arrested the.
Oh yeah, the murderer. Well,
that's right. Yeah,
but
that's
so
true.
okay, you know, we can segment into that real quick.
Right.
Yeah.
So, did you want to?
Yeah. So an arrest has finally been made after when did Tupac get killed? Yeah, like
30 years.
Yeah.
Like, but
and they believed it to be Keith D. I don't know who
Keefy
that
D.
is.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what relevance he has, or
He worked with P. Diddy back in the day, or something. Had a connection with P. Diddy,
and that's why there's another loose theory out there about P. Diddy having connections to the killing.
Yeah.
Right.
Which P. Diddy done had a lot of ties to a lot of bad things.
He's been being very charitable lately, though.
Hey man, you know what?
He's giving it to God.
I got about to say, he's giving it up, man.
He's giving it to God.
Oh, this fail safe, man. Like the real people doing that work aren't talking about it most of the time. Now you mention it, but some people aren't going over the top. You know?
Yeah, just convenient.
Yeah, I just P. Diddy out of nowhere. Yeah, I just
drop a couple million.
But it does lead to a lot of loose theories and stuff like that. But I know he was on that DJ Vlad interview, and that's when people started thinking that DJ Vlad had actually snitched on him, saying that this is how he got basically investigated and brought in. It wasn't because DJ Vlad doesn't give over any of the video or any of the raw footage or nothing, because he said the cops and stuff, he went on Piers Morgan's show and did that. So, yeah, he pretty much told that they didn't give up anything. What they investigated is what they decided to dive into. But it wasn't because he coughed up the tapes.
Right.
Some of it is what Keefy D has been saying.
Well, that's what I'm saying. He was on an interview with...
so he was on Black.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Eventually people start snitching on themselves.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Especially whenever you can't live.
Why would you even be talking about this stuff?
I don't know. But I mean...
At all. It's like...
It's eating at him. I can tell you. I can tell y'all if y'all really want to take it there.
It's just
like where you get in the mirror and talk to yourself.
It's just crazy, man. People get on the interviews now, like, because it's been so many years, they just get comfortable. Hey, you know, man, I definitely chopped him up and threw him back in the freezer. I mean, it was no big deal. It was crazy, man. To think that, you know, his family was just crying and all, you know, sad.
People think the statute of limitations is really like a real thing for real.
It's not. Dude, they went after Bill Cosby after like 50 years. I mean,
yeah, for doing something to everybody.
I mean, God.
Hey, arrested OJ for stealing his own ish.
Right.
They got him on a technicality because he
on some serious charge.
Yeah, mega. Because y'all went in with guns and they assault weapons. I mean, it was
he had a slingshot and a bag of rocks.
They had
dangerous weapons.
No, OJ and them idiots went up in there with like machine guns. Basically, it was like we were just coming in to threaten them. I mean, nobody knows it's gonna be just a frivolous threat, OJ. First of all, you have a reputation. Just saying, whether it's true or not,
you done killed some folks, OJ. They keep saying that now.
Right.
I ain't saying you did or not, but that's what they saying you did.
So to kick in the door and try to like do that is a little bit out there. But I don't know. I thought that was kind of wild. I mean, but there's always self-snitching out there. I mean, Andrew Tate been self-snitching for God knows how long. So
right, and I don't know what it is about it.
No, the only thing about him is
a power trip or some shit.
I get. It feels like it is a lot of times. It's like you flex what you're doing in people's face, so people will be like, he's untouchable because he's literally telling you he's committing crimes and they ain't doing nothing about it.
And
you can't stop him.
Do that kind of play into this generation now?
It does.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like in the music and all that stuff. I mean, in the portrayal of the music and stuff like that. I still don't know necessarily how many of these guys are really living this life.
Yeah,
but
like how many of them
see it a lot in everything. And I guess I'm starting to become an old man now because I'm like, man, you know what? There is some validity to what y'all are saying.
Yeah.
Like, it does kind of influence the way that you perceive things a little bit. Now, ultimately, it's still up to you on whether or not you believe this stuff to be true.
Yeah.
But it does influence the way that you look at the world. You know?
Yes.
It does. And if that's what's in your face and that's what you are learning as an impressionable like teen to becoming a young adult, it does reshape your, reality. That's why I try to talk about sometimes on my other videos about like relationships and how stuff is impacted by these forums and videos and stuff like that. So like the interview we were just watching with Shahrazad Ali talking about how people are impacted, how they learn things now. Everything's visual or audio. So most people are seeing it on and hearing it on these platforms.
And they're not reading anymore.
But how are they feeling?
How they feeling? Oh, dude, I mean, that's all over the place, apparently, Jay. I don't know. Like, the feels are all over the place.
Right.
I mean, I don't know. Most of your generation's depressed or crazy or got spazzed out with anxiety. I mean, because everything leads to anxiety now. And the thing is, like, look, anxiety's real. But dang it, everybody got it. Everybody has it. Yeah. Some people do have it way worse than others.
You know what? Something I did, somebody brought up the other day.
Y'all created mental health days.
Right.
When Jay was, in kindergarten, they wanted to start that putting kids on
Adderall or
whatever.
That's been going on since I was in school.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying. Could that actually had a effect on the next couple generations?
I mean, not every parent put their kids
it's
on
not every parent, but it's like you have kids.
I have subscribed to the idea that perhaps that has influenced the chemical makeup of a few individuals.
Oh, absolutely. I feel like if you got a whole family of people...
maybe it was a placebo thing. Maybe it was some fake, like, hey, we're going to make you think that this is doing something.
It worked.
Yeah.
It did.
I mean, that's one thing.
It Adderall works.
Yeah.
I've taken it, and it is different.
But I'm like, you're a child.
But yeah,
on this.
how is it altering?
Well, because some kids...
I mean, because I know in college, like they said college students use this.
Yeah, but it's because people attention spans.
But you're like, if you're a child, it's like now you do this for a long time.
Well, if you do it for a long time, eventually you just build up a semi-tolerance to it. You do kind of normalize out a little bit.
But then once you get off of it, once you get off of it,
you're taking drugs forever. So
yeah,
it's like you got to stay on that, right?
I mean.
So once you get off of it, you probably not gonna be balanced right. If you've been doing it for a long time.
But I know people who took it most of their lives, like growing up, and then they eventually stopped taking it, like just because eventually they're like, I don't like the way it makes me feel, especially as you develop as an adult, like you have different reactions and feelings. Because once you start becoming more aware of how you actually feel while you're on stuff, because as a kid, you give it to them, you don't really notice the effects. You know what I'm saying? Like until you get much older, you don't really realize how stuff affects you until you become aware of how stuff, how your pain feels and how like intellectually you are affected by stuff. So those drugs, you don't really notice it until you become older. So like a lot of people sometimes when they get into college or get into adulthood, they just stop taking them. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's a little hard for them to function a little bit.
That's what I'm saying. It probably throws them off. I mean, it does them off a little balance and just something.
Because some people
got them wired different.
I'm telling you, some people, they need it.
But ultimately, what it all pours down to or simples down to is just genetics.
I mean, sometimes, I mean,
it is truly just genetics and trying to understand like the makeup of the individual, right? Piecing together all of these little things. Like, for example, father, of course I'm going to be bald, right? If my dad is
most
bald.
likely.
And then
I don't think he's going to go get old with a Jerry curl in there.
Yeah.
The grandfather on my mom's side is also bald, right?
Yeah.
So there's a good chance.
You're going to lose all your hair.
Right.
At least up top.
It might be the look.
Just, like I said, possibly. Rock it out.
Right.
Now, your father had hair.
Yeah, he still has it. A lot.
Mike got a chance to have hair.
Like a lot of hair. That's crazy. Like, good hair.
I mean, and that's real. But whenever people start getting into that neo-Nazi, like, racial shit, is whenever I start like being like, like, I don't know about that. I don't know.
Yeah, no.
I don't know.
I'm not a big fan of that. No, because it becomes.
But genetics are real.
Oh yeah, they are. I mean, y'all are led by a lot of people with a lot of crazy theories. Sort of like streaming is huge now. Like it is absolutely monumental. I mean, it's just enormous how much focus is on streaming. People who play video games, people who literally just have live streams on YouTube.
Real life.
Yeah.
You're just doing stuff.
Oh yeah, just real life streams where people are walking around in the city. That's just it's humongous now. The impact that it has on people is crazy. So like, why is it that people like Aiden Ross have such a mega impact on y'all's generation? and honestly, he impacts people that's older than him.
Right.
People be just tuning into his live streams like, man, I love this kind of that stuff is degenerate.
And because he's
it's awful.
He's reaching so many audiences and stuff like that and tapping into. I mean, we all know why.
Yeah.
Money's being generated.
Oh yeah, that's why he's doing it. I don't blame him. You know what I'm saying? Him personally. But it's
there's
like
a whole lot of money going on right now. So that's why a lot of people are tapping in and all that, because they're trying to get their stuff popping. But as far as like the actual content and like, I mean, this is how I feel about a majority of the streamers. It's all just some childish shit. It is purely just childish stuff. Of them just going around like being like, oh man, you see this giant jawbreaker, man? I'm gonna try to eat this giant jawbreaker, and then they try to take a bite out of it. Oh man, I hurt my jaw.
I mean, it is truly some cringeworthy type of nonsense.
And then they freak out, spaz out,
Okay, yeah, you know how like your age, right? You see kids and they do stuff, and you're like, I don't get it.
I don't get it, but I get it because I just know it's different now.
Yeah, no, it is. But some of the stuff that you think seems stupid is stupid.
It is.
But it generates somewhere.
It kind of goes along with our generation. We did things, we had more common sense, but we did our stupid things.
Oh, yeah, everybody does something
And it's
stupid.
kind of like, a lot of stuff back in our day was just dangerous, period, but as it became a problem, it got weeded out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So now Jay them are part of the generation or less of, you got to take precaution with everything, so.
I just want to know what you do about everybody wanting to be an influencer.
And I mean, yeah, that's the other thing.
And like
everybody wants to be the star of their own show.
The main character complex is what it is.
Yeah. Because you made these young, ignorant children believe that they were special.
Yeah, no, he's right. You're right. I mean, and that's it's kind of one of those points where it's overly joked about, but it is a reality where so many people act like every person is special, which you should believe you're special, but you got to know the limitations to your special ability.
You got to start having some backup on I'm special. You got to start
special
showing
are you
the results of the special. And this is something that I had to learn myself. You can't just claim you're special and not have anything to show for it.
No.
Right?
Mama.
But I mean, what you're saying is how I look at it personally. Like, yeah, I mean, how am I going to sit here and claim I'm just the bomb, but I don't really have anything to really claim?
Well, I don't have to have anything to show for it. I'm good enough as I am.
And I call BS. You know what I'm saying? It's like I call absolute BS, on that. Yeah. It's like, dude, no. I feel like you have to show me something
and
for me to believe that you're worth the crap.
Once again, it's kind of, do you want your child to be coached hard, or do you want your child to just feel good that he out here and participate? You know what I'm saying? And that's the mentality. If we going to take on the soft road with kids, then everything is great because we want to give you a compliment on everything you did not really put no effort in, but we going to call it an achievement because you participated in something or you was next to somebody that actually did something. So we going to give you a participating to next to somebody that actually achieved some award.
The participation trophy society that's made now.
Here you go. They were next to the person that was successful.
But
okay, you know what I'm saying?
It's hard to find that delicate balance. Ultimately, I think more people should be trying to find balance than anything. Rich coming from me, the guy who loves extremists. Right? Yeah. But yeah, people should really be trying to work to find their little balance of how they make sense of everything and how it works for them, as opposed to trying to go super duper this way about it or that way about it. Like, I can see both ends of it, right?
Okay.
You'd be too soft with somebody. They ultimately never really do anything, get complacent, and then they feel like they deserve the world because, they've been told they're so great. But at the same time, then on the other end of it, you go really hard on someone and they begin to feel that level of like never truly being satisfied because they've never reached their like peak.
Yeah, and then some of them develop other terrible skills. They end up being very rude or brash.
Right, yeah, brash.
Yeah, they have bad people skills. They don't know how to adapt. They don't take well to harshness.
All I know how to do is just throw the damn ball.
Yeah, that's it. That's the only thing I know.
I know. Yeah,
Throw the ball.
Right.
I throw ball.
I throw ball. They catch it.
Ball.
That's
they
it.
catch it. I throw.
They look good when he throw it too.
And I do a great job at throwing the ball. But
when it comes to this woman thing, I'm lost.
Yeah.
If they don't just do something, I don't know how to.
Also, when it comes to developing, making friends, I'm lost.
Because I didn't understand how to do anything but throw the ball.
That's it. I only learned how to throw
the ball. I bust away wild.
Right.
So that didn't.
But no, it is kind of like that for some things. Like people, it is a very simple effect. It's just people don't develop skills. It's hard to find that balance, I'm assuming, as a parent. I mean, because I felt like there was a really...
Because ultimately it falls on the individual.
But it's like, okay, so I think I turned out okay so far.
I would say
I wasn't overly disciplined in stuff growing up. You know what I'm saying? But also that's because... my parents had multiple kids. And by the time you get later, you learn from other things you've done with your other children. So you evolve your steps and eventually, hopefully you've landed in a really good place.
Right.
I will say this, a lot of times your growth in your childhood got to do with actually good movies. You actually watch the right movies at the right time, you get new insight. And new direction and new understanding. And it's like, you trying to figure something out. You watch the right movie, now you got it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's like, and that's was kind of a part of my grooming growing up a lot, just kind of watching the right movies and seeing the right things at the right time or whatever it may be, getting a better understanding of how things actually work. Now, executing them, you had to have calmness. Now, that's something you had to get yourself, like confidence and all that. That had to come within. But at least these movies, you saw it. Get it executed. So,
what did it for me was music and video games.
Yeah.
I really paid close attention. This is one of the most important moments of my life. Was whenever Malik told me to listen to The Cool from front to end and try to explain it to him, right?
Yeah.
Try to explain what this is about, what this is, right? That was one of the most important moments. And then also the time I believe you introduced me to Linkin Park. That was another, that expanded me beyond, like just that. Because I would have just been in the hip hop.
Yeah.
Right.
If you didn't listen to different things like that.
Right. Right, yeah, and I just would have been stuck in it. Had y'all never introduced me to these like new forms, being a black kid, I was like, "What am I doing listening to fucking Eminem?"
I'm listening
and listening to Linkin Park and dubstep and stuff like that. All that, right? Mm-hmm. And then also, video games gave me a better understanding of how to just feel and stuff like that. There's one of the video games that I will never forget about, Kingdom Hearts 2.
Great, one of the greatest games of all time. Truly one of the greatest games of all time.
It taught me how to feel. It showed me how to feel for other people, how to feel about things for yourself, and all types of stuff, man. I'm taking a trip down memory lane right now.
No, I agree with y'all with this notion because I feel like it's based on. It's obviously when you're much younger. It's how you're the most impressionable when you're growing up. It's at the times your brain is the most malleable. You develop having different types of heroes and things you enjoy, strive for, like things you dream about. You know what I'm saying? They're different than they are today. I feel like most of the movies now, a lot of bad movies. You know what I'm saying? A lot of bad TV. A lot of stuff is kind of misguided. Some dark, degenerate stuff that you see out there.
It don't give you that guideline no more.
No,
it don't give you that that
tried
sense
to
of
force-
direction.
Yeah,
No.
because the idea
Yeah.
was that we're not trying to enforce
Force
people to be in
anything.
a particular way. We're just offering a blank slate.
Yeah, and so
Okay.
there was a lot. Yeah, back in the day, there was a lot more creativity, so you could see a lot of different ideas, movies,
You
theories.
can see yourself in these situations.
Yeah, because it's
Right.
a lot more imagination, a lot more ideas, and a lot more stuff that was openly out there. Whether you say if you like dark humor or if you didn't,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, or if you like jokes that were probably a little bit over top or you didn't. So like now you don't have that.
Right.
You don't. Go ahead.
But at the same time,
Is that good or bad?
I feel like it's a good thing that we don't really have all this dark and edgy stuff.
But
I think what
Go
led
ahead,
to
yeah.
this is the underground dark and edgy stuff not really being monitored or like
I can see
well
that.
thought out. You know what I mean?
No, I can
it's
see
just
that.
a bunch of dumb dudes gathering doing some dumb stuff.
Yeah.
Without really thinking about the impact that this might have, or thinking that, I'm so what was the mentality? You don't get it.
I'm about to say
You don't get it. You just don't understand why this is funny. And it's like, no, bro, it's really not
funny.
funny. It's
Look.
actually pretty crazy.
Yeah.
It's letting
Like-
everybody know that something is not right here.
Right.
Like,
But it became normal. It became normalized after a
Okay,
while
it
too.
will.
Like,
yeah.
just the extreme weird stuff and all that, you know?
Okay.
So like it was a weird combination, right? You have a generation of people who consume really dark, degenerate content,
Right.
but they're also taught to be very kind and accepting of everyone. So they accept the people with the crazy and dark,
Yeah,
insane
the very
theories
twisted actual
because they're taught to accept all these people.
right.
You know what I'm saying? And it's, I mean, is that really a bad thing? It just makes things really weird to me.
It
But
makes it odd
And
because
it opens you up to all these extra things you got to kind of, you
Back
know, I would like, even like I said, back in the day, it wasn't enough channels, enough stuff going on to be lost.
oh no,
Yeah,
just-
if you was lost back in the
you
day,
could catch up with
you
the
was just
catalog.
lost.
That's right.
Yeah, you was just lost.
you almost felt like
Man,
you could
there
catch
ain't a
up with
whole
the
lot to
catalog.
keep
Right,
up
yeah.
with, and you lost. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, like in a
Yeah,
series.
yeah.
Oh yeah, say if you missed an
Right.
episode or two, if you don't really know, if you didn't pay attention to TV guide
it's
or
too-
have the book,
Yeah,
you didn't know when it's gonna come back on.
and see, but
To
but I'm
keep you in,
saying,
I'm just talking about literally and just
yeah, but I'm talking about now. So much going on that you could tap into. You are lost because that's the separator. You know, when you go on the different sites of different things. You got a lot of people looking at this, a lot of people in this, a lot of people in there. So a lot of us just going down different roads and different paths, you know, making it
and then there's like sub
harder
it
to
is
just,
hard to dive
you
down the
know,
rabbit
be
hole.
on the
back-
same page.
Right.
You
Because
know?
it's like, okay, we're all into gardening. Right?
Yeah.
That's a niche little thing, right?
Yeah.
But then it's like, I'm only into tomato plants though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
no,
I'm
That's
trying to go
my
be some
thing.
watermelon.
Yeah,
And so
yeah.
there's-
Over here talking about fruits and vegetables.
Yeah,
I'm
I want a
only
big old
into
watermelon.
hydroponics.
Basically, it is back in the day there wasn't as many rabbit holes to dive
Right,
down.
right.
Now there's endless number of rabbit holes, like you said, tomato plant rabbit hole, you know,
Right.
eggplant rabbit hole,
And then
gardening
specifically,
rabbit
I
hole.
only like
Why
the
not
grape
just
tomato.
be
Yeah, that's it.
the whole thing?
I specify in these. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
Like,
yeah.
man, I really only like the strawberry videos. Like, I mean, what are you talking about? Like, I mean,
Yeah,
it's just like,
Specifically the Himalayan
About-
strawberry.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Pacific strawberry.
no, I don't watch the
Yeah.
Canadian ones because they got
Right.
their own channel too. So it's like I don't watch.
They strawberry be tripping.
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't really like the way they go about their process. You know, like I feel like it's undignified. You know, there's something
Right,
like-
right. Something like that.
Yeah. That's why. Yeah. So it's really that is true. There's not a lot of rabbit holes back then as there is now. Now you can just
Well.
get lost. So like you can go just down our endless King Von rabbit hole.
Right.
Just
Yeah.
to, you know, see all the crazy content and conspiracies and real true crime and
Yeah.
real live video of all the terrible things that took place in his life or what other true crime ones
Anybody.
you want to find or a video game rabbit hole or movies rabbit hole. I mean,
Or just a straight
little
rabbit hole.
Yeah,
Literally.
You know,
Rabbit
they're like, well, there's a bunch of rabbit holes on it. I mean, you can just type that in there, something popping up.
Hey, they got a
Rabbit hole.
GoPro on like
like
a worm. You know what I'm saying? And he just
literally through the hole. Yeah,
it's dark. That's it. It's dark. That's the only thing you ever see.
right.
No, that's wild. I can see that. That's funny actually. What else do we have out there? Yeah, we mentioned something else earlier.
Yeah, we was gonna talk about somebody.
Dang. I don't really want to speak on the war. But
Oh,
I mean,
no.
we can
We can leave the war alone. I mean, look, Godspeed. I
Right.
pray for all the innocent people out there. That's the only thing I can
Won't
really
be
do.
fought over here.
Let's not wish anything. I will not make any judge. I don't know. But I don't know.
But I
don't know.
Say it won't be fought here, but it could be fought among us. So I don't know.
Either way, like prayers.
Prayers.
With the Nashville way, thoughts and prayers.
Praise.
So thoughts and prayers. You know, anytime something terrible happens, thoughts and prayers. Also, if you haven't heard of Gabrielle Hanson, terrible. So please don't vote for her.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think.
We had something we was gonna talk about.
I know Prime and them lost last night.
Yeah, and well, you know, and then I fell asleep.
Well, that's
at
what happened to
29 nothing halftime. They clowning. Should do it look like the next coming of the greatest of all time. And everything. Defense, I'm like, we had a conversation. I said, they gonna have that game. They're gonna put the points up, shut them down, everything. Boom.
Told you.
I woke up, they fighting for their lives. Hey, they just took the lead. Shador and laid. Hey, that was a pretty pass.
I mean, threw a million of them, but I mean, it's
one thing I'm definitely sold on is Shador, without a doubt. This dude, I mean, it's just like I said. I don't want to, but like I said, you see greatness out of greatness, and some people bring it to the table, and I'm like, this dude really, because he was like, he did a lot of running in this game.
He ran a lot more. They kept opening up the middle of the field.
Yeah, because they said they put so many back, so they like, we just going to take advantage of the rush lane because they let him be there.
Yeah.
So he showed that wiggle, and then like I say, he just shows how to adjust to a game. But at the end of the day, this is just the first year of Prime.
Oh, it was.
You hoping things go well. They should have won that game. They blew that.
Yeah,
and at the end of the day,
it's a shame. He threw the pick, and he got dude out there throwing up the watch emblem on the sideline.
Yeah,
They couldn't wait for this moment.
Oh yeah, they got to take it as they give it.
I mean, it's like, man,
but you know how much money, attention, and all this Colorado has generated.
Oh man, it's crazy. I mean,
man, the numbers are through.
Tickets. I mean,
they said the merch is selling at 900%.
Yeah,
merch 900. Views almost over 7 a week. Yeah, 7 million or so. So this is generating all kinds of ticket. $400.
Oh yeah, ticket. I mean,
probably 5 as we speaking.
It might be,
but like I said, all this. So then every celebrity
they might have had a drop after that Stanford.
Okay, well, I mean, but still, they put on a show.
Got to drop them about $20.
Yeah, I mean, they still come because, like I said, they already know this kind of like a test year, and it's gonna get a little rough on them for the next few games, and don't know how, because I think they playing UCLA, Oregon State,
Washington State. It's gonna be hard on the way out. It's gonna be a
Utah.
Yeah, I mean,
so I mean, all these teams
this was the
beatable, and all of them. I would say all of them are better than Stanford. So
everybody on these schedule is better than Stanford.
That's what I'm saying. So we thinking that. So
yeah, but I felt asleep
but I do appreciate and I love what Deion bringing to the game. He taking to another level. A lot of these players seeing what's available down there to them now. And a lot of these coaches got to take notice. Either they got to figure a way to get them out the game or up their game.
Yeah. That's pretty much what's going to have to happen. I did fall asleep a couple weeks before on a Colorado State game, and they luckily pulled that out. But, dang, what a tragedy. We had anything else?
It was something we mentioned, though.
I feel like we ran through a lot.
Yeah, we talked about it.
We did touch a lot. Honestly, a bunch of stuff that we normally don't talk about too. And failed to really kind of mention in some of our past podcasts. So kind of miss some, not really current trends, but oh yeah. Well, no, we mentioned that. Kinda.
Being white women being white women.
What happened this time?
Amy Schumer.
Oh,
She
good
tried
Lord.
to make a little
Did she do what Cartman always said? I'm just kidding.
try to
She didn't go that far.
pull the white woman shit.
Oh.
And I know we did. I did mention something about we were talking about the BET award.
Oh yeah, but we mentioned that I think on a previous podcast how the Degenerate and also the BET awards are now. I personally said it's embarrassing. That's why I don't watch it.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's like it's like it was a must watch at some point.
Yeah, it was.
It's like you gonna see all your favorite stars and celebrities, and you might even get a few surprises that normally wouldn't be there.
Yeah,
they're performing and all that. So now you get to a point. It's like it's a comedy show, side show. I don't even know what it is.
It just looks like
I stopped watching so long ago. I'm just saying. I'm just confused. The direction we trying to go in here. What are we trying to do? What avenue we shooting down?
Apparently we're shooting down the Beast Life Avenue. With like Shahrazad Ali said, Beast Life.
Well,
that's what we're going for. If you look at the BET Awards, that's kind of what it's looking like.
And like I said,
all the people pooping on each other and trying to do all sorts of crazy stuff with each other in the bedroom. I mean, hey, that's what they talk about in their music. Oh, that's what it was. It was that clip about the City Girls.
Yeah,
the City Girls basically covered out. City Girls covered out with an album.
City Girls pretty much said that they were going to come out with another album, and they said explicitly tricking, scamming, pussy rap.
Facts.
So we gonna show that clip.
Oh yeah, I'll show it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but that'll be it. I just saw it show.
Okay.
Yeah. No.
And like I said, City Girls are just part of the new trend of these female rappers taking over the game, and whatever it take, they'll do it. They not ashamed in what they say, how they say it. They stand up for it. They proud of it. Right now.
Yeah.
But maybe 5 years down the road or something, they look back and they be like, I don't look good on that. Maybe not.
I just feel like a lot of people gonna have that Black China complex later on. Where they're just like, man, definitely made some money, but I think I want to try to clean this up a little bit. Right. Some of them, I don't know how Sexy Red gonna come back. Sukihana, I don't know how they bounce back.
They're living that life.
I don't think they can come back. I think they gone. I think they might be gone.
And see, they young, full of it right now, but like I said, once they done got ran through, and then all of a sudden this money don't have. That's why I said you sitting there like Will Smith and Jada. Jada, I don't know, mate. Jada probably having a wonderful life the way she be at.
Yeah, she's perfectly happy.
But Will,
sucking
like
the life
I said,
out of Will.
Yeah, he could find up, done jumped off some building or something at some point, and he got $100 billion or something. I don't know.
He got a lot of money.
He got a lot of money. He ain't gonna go broke. He can be a super crackhead.
I just wish we could think about the impact that our choices have on other people's lives.
Yeah, that's a Jada line. Yeah, if you want to go with that, that's a Jada.
No, I mean that's in reference to Amy Schumer. Amy Schumer pulled the well-to-do white person move. The I mean well, and I'm trying to but it's not really doing anything. like whenever people on Instagram for Black Lives Matter, right? They were like, post this black square if you stand for Black Lives.
Hey man, post a black square. Post your black photo.
And then all these white girls just started posting this little black square. Like that's really about to.
I remember.
I stand for my black life that matters in my life.
Hey, so first of all, you know how many random profiles, random chicks profiles I see on Instagram that just had a black square in it somewhere.
Right.
There you go.
Man. They supported. So I guess it's like,
we did it. They man.
And then they
remember the Asian Lives Matter?
The other thing that white women were doing, I'm sorry to put this on white women so hard. I'm sorry I'm going so hard on y'all. I have a white mother. you know.
Yeah,
They're gonna say you hate your mother.
like,
That's what they're gonna say. That's how they're gonna come at you, Jay. And then you got a small one. And then you got a small piece. That's what they're gonna say. That's how it comes at you. You hate your mother. You got a small.
They tried to do some well-to-do shit about like, here's what's going on in random part of the world, right? You know, this is what's happening here, and then they did that for about a week, and like, you know, you know, that went on for 1 week. They were like, here's what's happening here, here's what's happening here, and now I don't see anything. I was getting all my news from all these white women posting all these events going on across the world. Now I don't see a lick. I don't see anything.
Okay.
Hey, you ain't got them in the algorithm like you used to. All right, and they still out there traveling. They're still out there, you know, doing the opposite of the passport bros. I mean, you know, another movement one day we'll eventually touch on. But yeah, that the passport bros. You need to look them up. This is a tragedy. But I mean, I get some of it, but
I mean, yeah, again, it's well-to-do. It's well-to-do in the purest form.
Yeah,
like I want to do something, but it's not really doing anything.
It's not what they're selling it as. You know what I'm saying? They're not doing it like they are saying they are. That's the only problem I have with it. But if you don't have anything else, I think this is a good time to wrap it. Thanks for rocking with us here in the WTB. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel as we are trying our best to get to 1,000 subscribers. Hopefully, we can get there by the end of this year. My goodness, it's been quite the journey, and I want to sleep. So let's get there. That would be great. But we'll be hollering at you soon. Peace.
Peace.